Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Let me check my volume real quick here. Let's see. That should be good enough. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hold on here. This is Naaman from the Great Millstone Camp here in Washington, D.C. Back for another video. But first and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow occupant out there on the highways and byways. Alright. Pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Week in and week out. Of course, aided by the many, many videos that are uploaded. Alright. So there's plenty of material out there and videos. Alright. That serve as edification. Alright. Mainly for to wake up the remaining hopefully elect of our people. And just also out there just to keep yourselves apprised of what's going on. Because as we always say, and as the prophecies dictate, time is growing short, people. Alright. Those prophecies are screaming. Alright, here's the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Once again, fair use, fair use, fair use. Because as stated above, this is what I'm doing. Criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Nothing else. Alright? So what we have here in this video, this is from Seiji Hito, The Second Coming. You raccoons out there, you grifters, alright? Time's running out for you. Kind of makes me wonder personally, how could you even stand to do something like this? Alright? Grifting, pandering to people that despise you. Literally despise you. But you want to carry water for these people against your own. Wow. And they're at the point now, just so you know, and Nick Fuentes has come out publicly and said this: we don't need you anymore. Alright? They're like, that's why you know this is coming to an end, because I'm talking about this society. Alright? We're at this point where we're talking about division. We bring this up on a daily. Alright? Checking the pulse of the country here, America, and it's going back to, they long for the good old days so much. This is really what they want to go back to, because you gotta ask yourself, why would someone be, because this case just was decided against this bitch, what was her name, that called that young Jake, autistic Jake, the N-word, and she just got convicted on 2 misdemeanors. But it wasn't for what she did to the child. It was for the person that recorded the Hamite. You know, and these people are mad about that. But here it is. You got basically, I don't want to say rich, but considering this woman that did this to this child was the very representation herself of that image you like to portray of the ghetto black woman. Tattoos all over her, and you know, this This is what she was. She was more ghetto than that. But now they want to cry First Amendment, and you have all this, uh, when it happens to them, of course, and the JOOs. There was this stabbing. I forget where it was. Might have been New York. I don't know. I just came across. I just momentarily saw it. Looks like Northern Kingdom stabbed an Asian and a JOO. And of course, you don't hear anything about the so-called Asian, but it's all about the JOOs. I wonder why. So, of course, they're going to stack the charges on him, and they're trying to go after. It might have been New York, because they're talking about the new mayor, talking about arresting Netanyahu, and that having something to do with that. So yeah, they're going to blow that up to its max. But let's get on with this, because Jake, this is a bad time. You have a lot of people having that talk since the Nolan Wells case about their children being amongst a lot of these Edomites. And I'm like, why are you just not having that talk? This should have always been the case, but the newer generations, they think, well, that was in the past, this couldn't happen to me. And that's just what these predators, these murderers, child molesters, rapists, whatever have you, whatever other vile thing you want to call them, because they lead, all right, in those areas when it comes to those crimes, overwhelmingly. All right, but Jake gets stuck with the petty shit, and they're portrayed all over the news as the, the thug. But that's just to distract from the more serious shit that they do, and it's worked. Let's get on with the video.
Secret Service Sam here with a message about people like Officer Tatum, the Hodge twins, black men who make money off white fragility. And you have to understand, they are just using black atrocities to make money and to appeal to the MAGAs, the Fox crowd, the white racist people who love to hang on to one black man willing to validate all of their racist views. And that is exactly what Officer Tatum does. He is literally the definition of a race baiter. That's the irony, is he calls everybody else a race baiter, makes it about race, but you have to understand, when you are in the minority, we don't see anybody white in his comments. Go look at Officer Tatum, go look at the Hodge twins, go look at any of these corny ass content creators who played a white racist, and show me more than one black person in their comments. I challenge you to find that on any one of their videos, on any one of their posts. And they're always the first to say, let's not make this about race, because that comforts white racist people. And then they get a huge crowd because of the way they're willing to speak, because it's not a majority of black people who think like that at all. Most black people in America can acknowledge and understand from their own experience how racist our justice system is and America is. For the reason that you never see a white woman being pulled out of her car and slammed to the ground. For the reason you don't see white women get followed around shopping mall stores because they're being accused of stealing. It's all there, but these sell out your souls, black men, content creators. I'm sure there's women too. Candace Owens used to do that before she got on a different lane. But they're all the same. And all you white racist people need to notice, ask yourself, why is it only white people in the comment section, right? If this black man telling you about these things, why aren't other black people agreeing with it? Ask yourself that. And Officer Tatum and the Hodge twins and anybody else I'm forgetting. They are disgusting and disgraceful. And it's Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained. You know that? That's what they're doing. Secret Service Sam out Samson for president of the world.
You know, for a minute now, I've said that the time was slowly winding down. The time was ticking for a lot of these black conservatives who like to sell this type of stuff, because it's only a matter of time before you start to have a few amongst the many to wake up to the BS. And I've said directly to white folks who are even watching some of my live streams, I'm like, if y'all are the creators of the universe, of Earth, you modernized it, you gave everybody wondrous technologies and taught everybody, brought everybody from the mud, right, and made them human beings. Why is it that you need, quote unquote, a black man to serve you on a silver, gold, or platinum platter your own talking points directly back to you? It makes no sense. Why would you need a black man in order to represent you the way that you feel, your ideology, uphold your beliefs, your religions, how it is that you move in your community? Like, that doesn't make any type of sense. It doesn't make any type of sense. And I said, as I'm going to say again, that to me, that reads weak. The moment in time that you yourself, of your own demographic, are not strong enough to stand on your own points, to speak your own truth, and you need somebody else, quote unquote, a black man, to sit up there and speak white talking points, that automatically reads weak to me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how you guys wanted it to come off. You thought that in your minds that, hey, we got this black guy up here, we can pay him and throw money at him, and he'll just, say all the things that we've always wanted to say.
He's right. That does come off as pretty weak
for us. And that's exactly what they do. They pay, they donate, they subscribe. If he has a Patreon, they'll go directly to the Patreon or wherever.
That's why I said earlier, it's a time, they're tired of this shit. Why can't we? That's why I started to say, and I went off on something else, but why this obsession? If I'm telling you that I'm offended by a certain word, why the need? They don't do this with everybody else, you notice. Why the need? Well, you say it in all your rap songs, and you say it amongst yourself. That doesn't mean that I want you, considering the history. And I've always been against that. I don't even use it. All right? Because we didn't give it the power that it has, negative or whatever. So therefore, you can't. I mean, but there was going to come a time, well, wait a minute, why come I can't say it? That's just the way these people think. And then you have these assholes like Chud the Builder and all the copycats, and they're getting fucked up, but yeah, this, they yearn for the good old days when they could disrespect you openly without consequence. See, you all think we out here on the highways and byways, all right, giving you this information freely, telling you who you really are, showing you who your true powers are. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the Father, High Father being Yahweh, and His Son being Yahweh Shai, the Savior. But no, you don't want to hear. You want that idol that was given to you by massa, by the people that really hate you. That's their God. That's, oh, wow. Just wow. So we're coming up on some serious changes supposedly taking place next weekend. This is 7 days in a wake up away, or 8 days in a wake up, because the first comes in on the weekend. So 7 days in a wake up, where supposedly the ATMs are going to be not dispensing cash, something to that effect. Yeah. That's why I say in my intro, Time is speeding up. They know they have but a short time, as Revelation chapter 12, verse 12 said. They know their time is short, that their rule is coming to an end. All right, so you're seeing all these things happening simultaneously. All right. This is the reason for it. But for the average Jake out here just concerned about his block, not looking at or not able to see the whole picture, oh, they're fucked. Because when this shit comes crashing down, and it will, you can't say that there were not people out there trying to instruct you into what is actually going on. Can't say it. See, you grew up with this, I don't know, this idea with, what, as far as religion is concerned, but, well, this is it. Because your enemy, the so-called white man, which is his biblical nationality is actually that of Edom, the descendants of Jacob's brother Esau. He told you, I'm white and I say so. This is it. And yeah, a lot of our people, believe that and still do. You go to his schools of so-called higher learning, especially when it concerns theology, and take his word for it that he knows what the hell he's saying, what he's talking about as it concerns the Most High. Not factoring in the things that he has done to you and continues to do to you, even to this day, and you trust him and his ways. Wow. Just wow. Just back to the video.
Tatum has his content, and they will pour in money. They will do all of these things because they know that they can, in a sense, speak through him, and that he's going to do it. He's going to directly be the puppet. As long as he is getting the money, as long as he's getting paid, for him, that automatically means that, hey, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what needs to, in a sense, be done. Quote unquote, I am the truth sayer. I'm the one that is going to be honest about the black community, because I'm a black man in America and I don't see race. Nothing is about race. The most racist people out here are the ones that talk about race, and the only people talking about race are the blacks. That's Officer Tatum. That's what he likes to say about the black community. The black community, out of every other group out here, is the most racist group directly out here. We automatically go after everybody because of their race. We attack people because of their race. He also states that we are so violent and criminal-minded and yada, yada, yada. The exact same song and dance that we're so used to normally see directly from white men. But like I said, this is how ingenious that power structure is, that they can substitute themselves out, sit on the bench, and still get paid as if they are the all-star, as if they are the number one, right? Because they can just have the other person break an ACL. They can have another person just take the fouls. They can have another person take all of the bruises, and they can just sit there and be pretty and have some lemonade on the sidelines while they have their worker, Tatum, directly on the field doing their bidding. That's some crazy work. But I will say this, because this is something that I've done on my platform many a times, right? And people say, in a sense, you can say that I hate everybody equally. But within that, what I've done specifically to white people, even the ones that don't say anything during the live streams and the videos, I've pointed out certain crime stats that deal with white communities. I've pointed out the drug stats. I've pointed out the fertility stats. I've pointed out all types of different violence and everything that takes place. And I've specifically asked the question, what are white people doing about this crime? Right now, again, I'm not somebody who is or wants to be a talking head directly for the white majority directly out there. But what I'm saying is that as long as you're able to specifically look directly at black Americans, as long as you have content directly out there where you have people like Tatum, the Hodge twins, and the Candace Owens doesn't do anymore, and many others directly out there, or the new quote unquote conservatives trying to take over Candace Owens' spot, as long as you have them out there, they're always going to put this little light directly on the black community. And I mean little light because when you look around that light, you're looking at the rest of America. The rest of America, realistically, majority-wise, is white. And in those white communities, it doesn't matter if it's the Appalachians, it doesn't matter if it's a poor area, it don't matter if it's a middle-class area, even rich. There's a lot of crime, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of DUIs, there's a lot of crimes against the families and everything of the sort, and including also the government is robbing them as well, too. So again, I'm just trying to figure out where are a lot of these black conservatives when they say that they basically want to be truth sayers and, you know, they don't see color and everything of the sort, but the only time they see color is when it deals with black content, right? Oddly enough. Color me surprised on that one. But, right, where is the emphasis? Where is the importance when it deals with the majority that you cater directly to? Why are you not talking to specifically that demographic on being healthy, on their lifespan, on all of the chemicals, everything that is happening, the food, the air, the water, and everything of the sort? Why aren't you bringing more awareness in order to make sure that white people have a longer lifespan directly on this planet? Why aren't you bringing awareness that there are rich white people that do not like the poor and the middle class white people? Well, we barely have a middle class anyway, but the poor and the middle class white people directly out here, and they're doing everything possible in order to dwindle down that population. Well, again, why are these black conservatives never focused or talking about that? Like I said, they have a white majority fan base, subscriber base, people that push money directly to them, that sponsor, that give them all type of attention, but yet they...
Exactly. Well, why not ask these people that whose asses are you kissing, and well, what do you propose to solve the issues? And this is what he's getting into. I'm not going to jump the gun, but have you ever wondered why don't they ask that?
All of this catering in a racist manner, but they don't do any type of catering, quote unquote, in a loving manner. Color me surprised on that. So it's like, do they really actually care about the people that they speak directly to?
Yeah,
that's my question. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because on the surface, one could say, yeah, they do care because they're pointing out all of the crimes and the ills of the black community and how that affects the white people out here, even though the greater majority of black people live amongst other black people, right? Now, when you move further out, that becomes very sparse. You don't really have those large populations amongst white people like that. And in a lot of instances, they don't tend to actually mix and mingle and technically come into contact like that. So like I said before, when you add all of that in and then you look at the demographics and then you look specifically at the stats dealing with the numbers of the populations from city to city, from state to state, and across the United States, you will then look at the bigger picture. It's like, hey, well, white folks, the bigger problem is, it's a self versus self problem. So what are we going to do to get that directly under control? But that is the problem. And Tatum, the Hodge twins can't sit up there and say, what are we going to sit up there and do? They can't direct a question like that directly to white people because they know that that's going to rub them the wrong way.
Exactly.
They know that that's going to start a fire that they're not going to be able to put out.
Uh-huh.
They know that that's going to be highly problematic, and his fan base is slowly but surely going to start to turn directly on him, even if he may have some that may agree directly with him. The mass majority are not going to want to see a black man trying to tell them that they need to fix, they need to correct, they need to do this, and that they need to do that. They're not trying to hear that at all. They will take him down as fast as they built him.
They will take him down as fast as they build him. This is, let me get it. And that's exactly right, because they know what they're doing. All right. This is all by design. The hell? Keep doing that. Okay, here we go. Let's get this real quick. All right. Let's go to Ciroc as soon as I find it. Here it is. Let's go to 34 and 21. It says the bread of the needy is their life. This is capitalism. All right. They keep throwing that out there, how capitalism is so good. It's the best. All right. But it doesn't matter what system of government you have if the wicked are running it. It says the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. I keep a little book with me, and the title of it is How White Folks Got So Rich. All right. And that little book tells you so much. All right. They know what they have done. 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. Why am I telling this? Because we, as a people here in America, I'm talking about Jakes, came out of chattel slavery, attempted to have our own shit. We built our own shit to get away from these murderous, evil, wicked bastards. And what happened? Sabotage all the way. Because we were, again, that's why we bring out scriptures telling you this place is not our rest. It was never meant to be our rest. This is a place of punishment. All right? The curses that were put upon us for disobedience. That's what America has been. Actually, wherever Jake is, both northern and southern kingdom as the Israelites. All right? But focusing here on America, yeah. And he's quick to whoever they allow over here. They're quick to afford them opportunities that they don't give us here. That's done in spite. That's what's going on now. He's letting them know because he's tired of them. They haven't done the job, all right, that they were appointed to do. With the rest of the tribes. So now he's getting rid of the Haitians, the other Northern Kingdom tribes. All right. But you got to realize that you're coming here for either salvation, you're coming here for judgment either way. Either it's for salvation or it's to be condemned. All right, let me finish. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth his laborer, defraudeth the laborer of his hire, is a bloodshedder. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor? All right. When one prayeth and one curseth, whose voice will the Most High hear? All right. So, yeah, this is a place of punishment. All right. We got to get the hell up out of here. And I'm so glad that, by and large, Jake is just saying, fuck it. They're not too much into this political bullshit anymore. slowly but surely they've waken up to the fact that, yeah, these motherfuckers been playing with us, playing in our faces. And that's exactly what they've done. The last 60 plus years, what really, when you look at it, what has actually been done to help Jake? Just been treading water, actually been treading water since uh, the Emancipation Proclamation, the end of child slavery. We haven't gained much as a collectively since that time. I have another book in there written by Dr. Claude Anderson, the one who did the Powernomics book in the early to mid 90s, and also what was it? Black Labor, White Wealth. That book and a couple others. And all the things that he said. Again, this is nothing that's not in the scriptures, but he told Jake what was going to happen, and it's happening. About us being bumped out of the number 2 spot and down 4 and whatever. And he posed the question. He said, you know, it's just simple logic. He asked the question and said, well, if you didn't get anything at number 2, what do you think you're going to get at number 4? And he's right. We're being phased out because you wonder why the resistance with or the effort to do away with our history, get it out of museums. When have you ever seen some shit like that? And that's Habakkuk 2 and 16. Let's get that real quick. All right, because this is something else we stretch. And dang it, I always do. Keep forgetting this is a different system. All right, let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 16. And it tells us, thou art filled with shame for glory. You've put it out there that this country has always been so great, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's seeing that. No, that's some bullshit. Look what you've done to these people. Oh, and that really pissed them off what the UN did when Ghana went before the UN. and they forced them to admit it wasn't the Holocaust that was the greatest tragedy. No, it was the transatlantic slave trade, which these pieces of shit, they call themselves the JOOs. They're the ones that orchestrated all that. They financed all that. All right, so they stole our identity. Yeah, all that really pissed them off. Yeah. Let's finish this out. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Most High's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And this is what they feared. All right. But I got news for you. It's going to happen. Lamentations, 4th chapter. I'll get that next. Oh, it's going to happen. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And it's coming at them from all directions. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing to see. All right. Let's go to Lamentation. Could Edom. You're done. I think someone had a website with just that wording. All right, it says Lamentations 4 and 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. What's that cup? That cup of slavery, whatever they've done to us. Remember, Revelation 18 says they're going to get double. It says, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. You are exposed. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So our our afflictions are coming to an end. He says, He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And the book of Obadiah breaks that down beautifully and why this is happening. All right. So let's continue in the video.
See them speak in that way because they can't afford to. And I do mean, let me put that very clearly.
Yep.
They cannot afford to.
They cannot afford to.
Because the moment in time that they step out of line, that it looks a little bit shaky and white dudes are like, I'm not really too sure about this, they will pull out with the quickness. They will leave as if they were never there. So all of those sponsorships will dry out. Like I said, the one thing I sit up there and get those white boys credit on, the moment in time they fully agree with something, they on the same page, everybody is backing up. They be like, yeah, we ain't supporting this no more. They'll go through Telegram, they'll go through whatever IGs, they'll go through the WhatsApps, they'll make Reddit posts, they'll make videos. They will go wherever they know that other white men are to get that message directly out there, either openly or behind closed doors. Like I said, you saw what happened with Candace Owens. They packed her up real quick. And then she was like, all right, well, I already got enough here. Let me sit up there and start talking about, some other stuff. And she was able to make that shift. Ain't none of these other black conservatives, they are not high enough up there to make that shift. It is not going to work out for them. They're going to crash and burn. That's the other thing too. Because a lot of these black conservatives are still trying to chase Candace Owens' previous shadow of where she was. They want that spot. They want to be there. That's why you see them going across these mainstream media circuits and having these conversations and they're trying to position themselves as the next one. They're not built for that. They are not built for that. They're not built for that, but they still going to sit up there and reach. And the wings are going to sit up there and melt. Like I said before, heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Like I said, they are reaching for something that they are not even prepared to sit up there and deal with. Everything. Woo! But like I said, shout out to this man who was a part of the Tatum demographic. Even if he's not, a Republican or a conservative, he's still a white man at the end of the day, and he's able to see exactly the games that's being played, and it's calling directly out. Like I said, more than likely, even if Tatum does happen to come across that white guy's video, he'll just call him a clown. He's ignorant. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just one of, many people. He's going to make sure to word it in such a way that it's not going to come off as some type of harsh criticism, or that it can't be internalized or read off as that he's attacking white men. Like I said, I've listened to him speak time and time again. I've listened to a lot of these black conservatives speak time and time again. They're very good words. They're very, very good. They know how to tread very lightly. They know how to keep people asleep. They know how to not wake a sleeping dragon. They are very good, very good. But like I said, and I've always said, there comes a point in time where people are always going to have to choose. There's going to come a point in time, and there's always going to come a point in time when people are going to pull up and you're going to be presented with, how much are you willing to sacrifice? It's going to happen. Like I said, you saw with Candace Owens. How much are you willing to sacrifice? He was like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing it. Like I said, when it comes to Tatum and the Hodge twins, they ain't there yet, but they will be. And you'll notice a change in content one way or another if they happen to accept it or if they don't happen to accept it. You will see it not just in their content, but also in the way that they speak, and especially in their eyes. It happens every single time. But like I said, it's only a matter of time. And the time is slowly ticking down. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.
So there you go. I mean, how could you do that? How could you be puppet to these people that despise you. Wow. Grift or no. I couldn't, no. But hey, like they say, all good things come to an end. So with that, I hope whoever views this video, as usual, has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter these events, current or otherwise, but mainly current, so you'll know what the hell's going on as it pertains to what time that you're in. That's why we do it. We're letting you know the time is very short. All right. So once again, I like to encourage you to remain circumspect out of here. Keep those eyes and ears open. All right, because this shit could change up at any moment, literally. All right, with the supply chain disruption that's going to get worse very soon here, and like I say, the banking situation. Pay attention to that next week here or so. And hey, these people are going to start to flip out more and more. So really, you need to start paying attention if you're already not. All right. So with that, until the next video. Hey, shalom.